Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm really excited because you're here, of course. Welcome to this session. Wonderful to see you, whether it's morning, noon, afternoon, or in some cases, it may be evening. But if it's in the middle of the night, please let me know. But as far as I know, it shouldn't be in the middle of the night, but it could be. And you're here. Great to see you today. Today is special for me because you're here, of course, and because it gives me a chance to talk about Moodle and let you know that Moodle is actually for everyone. Feel free to add questions, comments, chat away in the chat box. And notice there's a QR code at the beginning in the first slide, but there's also one in the last slide for the presentation so that you can go over it later on. So let's get started. A little bit about me for those who don't know. Not much has changed for those who do know, except for the fact that the university moved to another university in Greece, but the course is exactly the same. So if you're interested in immersive technologies and you want to do a master's, an MSc, or a PhD, you can contact me and I'll give you more information about that. It's fully at a distance. As you can see, I've had various, interests throughout the years, professional interests, as well as personal, of course, but the professional ones where I started as an English language teacher, English as a foreign language specifically, in the K-12 and university. I also taught other courses fully online or in blended learning formats, such as listening, leadership, mindfulness, and currently immersive technologies. But technology has always been at the top of my interests because you can't really teach a language unless you use some kind of technological tools. So a little bit about my computer-assisted language learning and my Moodle background. I started teaching English as a foreign language in high school with the computer rooms. My students, and I had about 40, so we divided the students into 2 rooms, and I would run from one room to another, one computer room to another in 1993. In 2003, I started teaching, and I became the admin of a Moodle site. Moodle is a learning management system. I'll get to what Moodle is in a minute. And then I started, because I was so excited about using Moodle with my students, and the university and high school where I was teaching didn't have Moodle, so I got my own Moodle, self-funded in 2003. And I started teaching other teachers how to use Moodle in 2009. And the rest is history. As you can see, here we are learning that Moodle is for everyone. This is the agenda that we're going to go through. And I'll be taking a look at the chat. If Zoom looks a little bit different, it is for me anyways. I don't know if it is for you, but many things have changed on Zoom, which is a good thing, except we have to get used to it. So I don't see any questions or comments so far, but feel free to add them. So we'll talk about M.O.O.D.L.E and what it stands for. We'll talk about Moodle for everyone, why it is for everyone, a little background of Moodle, the last Moodle version and how it's different, login, authentication, 3 Moodle training courses that you can take for free starting today. Orientation of the 3 courses, profile on Moodle, your country and time zone, which are very important aspects that help you join these live sessions and also help you with the tasks as a student and of course as a teacher. And then screen recorders, a little bit about the video of the layout. The editor on Moodle, which is very specific and quite different, very different from other editors that you may be familiar with, such as Word, Microsoft Word's editor, and then orientation in week 1, which is the same for, well, most the same for all the 3 free online courses on how to teach and learn with Moodle. Getting acquainted, different ways of getting acquainted, individual courses that you will be working on in 2 of the courses. The 3rd one, you will be creating your own courses as a manager of a Moodle site, and then certificates and badges. As I said in the waiting room, you'll be able to get your certificate if you stay for the whole meeting because they're done automatically and your time will appear there and your name. So make sure that your name and email is as you wish it to be because that's what you'll be seeing on the certificate. So I see we've got quite a few countries here. Pakistan, the UK, India, Italy, a few from Italy, Mexico, Argentina, Tunis. Feel free to add where you're from. Libreville, Gabon, Pakistan, I think Cuba, Philippines. Yay to everyone. Mauritius. Let's see where. Another Argentina, Colombia. I'm just reading the ones. Let's see here. Egypt, Lebanon, Poland, and that's it that you've added in the chat. Maybe there are other countries. Feel free to add them as you go. And Jordan, I see, and Algeria, and Canada. Great. How to change your name? You need to change it now. You go into the name. You can rename yourself on Zoom. And then it'll show your name as you would like it to be, because after that, you can't change it. The only place to change it is right now in the Zoom meeting. Maybe you can help each other under rename. You go into your name, I think on the right, probably, and you can rename it. All right. So what does Moodle stand for? Modular, object-oriented, dynamic learning environment. And that's a mouthful. Okay, but there it is, modular. And those of you who don't know Moodle, it's a learning management system. It's also teaching management system, content management system. It's everything together. It indicates that Moodle is built with a modular architecture. And this means that there's the core system, which started Moodle. I'll get to the history of Moodle in a minute. There's the core. They're called plugins. And then others were able to customize it and add more plugins to the core system. It's object-oriented because it organizes the software around data, objects, rather than functions and logic. Now, if this doesn't make sense to you, that's okay. At least you know a little bit. And then dynamic. And Moodle is definitely dynamic. It's flexible, adaptable to different educational needs and styles. And there are lots of engaging activities and resources. And these are actually plugins. There's the core, the original, and then the added ones. And they keep coming up every year. Most of them are free, but some are paid plugins. And the learning environment, well, it's specific to Moodle because it's for education or for learning. It could be for businesses, for organizations, as well as for schools, and allows for collaboration. And that's because there are groups and permissions for everyone so that they can work together. On Moodle, you can have one-on-one courses where a student learns exactly what he wants. So it's personalized learning as well as group learning, and of course to the whole classroom. And that could be done in one course. It's mind-blowing. There's no other system like it. And if you learn about it, you'll learn how it's done. Because most users of Moodle, even if they've been teaching for years, don't know a lot of what's there and how it can be used. So a little background and history in case you want to know, or maybe you've forgotten. So this is to refresh your memory if you knew this. The whole thing started in 1999 with Martin Dougiamas as part of his PhD project, which he never finished, by the way, at Curtin University in Australia. He lived at a distance and he decided that this was too hard. So he decided to create something, and it was for e-learning in 1999. August of 2002 was the official release of Moodle as open source software under the GNU General Public License. And in the early 2000s, it grew and grew. And today there are hundreds, thousands, I don't know how many exactly, but you can check them out if you go into Moodle to find out exactly how many, the statistics of how many schools, how many organizations, how many Moodle sites are out there. And the numbers will shock you. And it has been ongoing, of course, with lots of Moodle Moots, conferences, both face-to-face and online to this day. I also have a Moodle Moot online conference that I started in 2011. And of course, you can use your mobile device. There are apps for Moodle through the device. It used to be offline, but they stopped that for some reason. So it's only online. You can have it on your own computer, on your desktop, but nobody else can join you. So it's just for you to test it out if you're interested. Lots of analytics and reports on students' engagement or lack of engagement on Moodle. It has an amazing tracking system. There's no other like it. And what else can we say about Moodle? Well, there's Moodle headquarters, which is based in Australia, but there are Moodle partners all over the world. Maybe in your country too, I'm sure there is, because there's one, if not more, in each country around the world. And you can add in the chat box if you are familiar with a Moodle partner. If you have a Moodle of your own, or if you're the admin of a Moodle, you will see the list of Moodle partners, but you can also find this on Moodle.org. Nevis, you shared something there. Thank you for sharing the screenshot. That's wonderful, and how to rename yourself. Okay, so you see, many of you are interested in advanced grading and analytics, and Moodle has all of this in its core plugins, and of course, everything is free for Moodle users. So there are Moodle partners who help out, but it's quite expensive, so you might think about it twice, but I'm sure your school can afford it, but individual teachers cannot afford to join a Moodle partner or pay to have their Moodle installed or supported. There's also Moodle.net, where you can get free courses that you can install on your Moodle site. You can also get activities and resources that other teachers have created. So it is a very collaborative organization, and it has plans for the future. And that is to add AI. Right now, there are a few plugins with artificial intelligence, but they're going to make it part of the core system very, very soon. Yes, thank you, Pablo. Yeah, but Jimmy, I think that Nomio is not up to date. It doesn't have 4.4, and you do need to pay. Of course, there's also other ways that you can get free Moodle sites with lots of advertisements. Right. Students get support on Moodle, which is amazing because that's what it's about. It's about supporting our students, and it's very easy to provide one-on-one support, which is one of the reasons why I started Moodle. I felt that in the classroom, there were so many students. I had, as I said, over 40, and it was very hard to reach each one of them in order to help them and support them in their language learning. And I found that Moodle helped. So I was using it in a blended, well, it wasn't really blended, it was a face-to-face with Moodle, which didn't exist in those days. And I'm talking about the early or the mid-2000s. And for teachers, it's absolutely amazing because teachers don't have to feel frustrated. In fact, teachers and students don't need to feel frustrated when it comes to Moodle because it enhances learning. We all know that teaching face-to-face is not enough. I mean, it's okay for lectures and teach to the test, but it's not what learning is about, teaching to the test, because you can talk at students, you can share videos with students, they can memorize the information and do the test. But that's not fun, and nobody really benefits from it. So Moodle allows us to do things in a more precise, engaging, and fun ways. Of course, administrators are interested, school administrators, university administrators are interested in knowing how students are doing. And how can they know unless there's a system, a way of tracking those students? So the tracking system is great for administrators, for corporate trainers, for researchers who are interested in the data that is out there. And Moodle captures it in a very easy way. So if you're interested in researching students' learning, outcomes of their learning, engagement, whether they listen to the video, whether they're watching, reading the articles, engaging with the articles, whether they understand the articles or not, you can do this on Moodle. And it's also for nonprofit as well as for profit organization, government agencies, and for parents. Now, this part I really like because this allows parents, for the younger learners, to be able to get permission to view their students' work and see how they're doing. Not the whole classroom, but their individual child, whether it's a young learner, very young learner, or whether it's a high school learner. Parents want to be involved, and this is one way to support their children's educational progress by learning what's going on. It's not a secret, and maybe they can help the teacher, and they usually do. These are some of the features that are available in this learning management system. Accessibility. For those who need accessibility, larger letters, and accessibility now comes with Moodle's core. Accessibility is part of it in Moodle 4.4. And you'll be able to see that if you take the course, because you'll be able to add it. And it's customized to meet individual students' learning needs. Not really styles, because I don't really believe in that, but needs. What do they need? And you're able to do that by providing, as I said before, individualized learning. And you can also work in groups. Even one student can be within a group. And of course, there are lots of languages. There are over 200 languages that students can access if they need it. Over 200. I think every language out there is available on Moodle so that students can learn in English and also have a translation, or they can go in with their own language. The whole course can be in another language, doesn't have to be in English. It could be in Japanese. It could be in Arabic, where everything is written from right to left. And it's cost effective. It's free to download. It's not really download, we call it install. But you can install Moodle completely free, no charge. The only charge, of course, is with hosting. And even with hosting, and if you're interested in hosting, there are companies, I am associated with one such company, where for very reasonable annual price of about $150 a year, you can get your very own Moodle site, not Moodle course. You can have a lot of courses, but one Moodle site. And of course, you can get all the plugins that are available, and there are hundreds of plugins that you can add to your Moodle. And as I mentioned before, there's also an active community where you can share your lessons and get lessons from others. And there are tools, educational tools like forums. And there are 6 different kinds of forums. There are language tools such as Poodle. I don't know if you were at the meeting with Poodle. I think some of you were there with Justin. And he talked about Poodle, which are all, and word cards, which are language tools. You can also, if there's a question, please feel free to add it in the chat right now. Quizzes, sticky notes, for example, H5P, group formations, debates, diary, dialogues, workshops, and resources for diverse teaching and learning. But there are a lot more. There are hundreds. And security, it's very, very secure. Nobody can come in, and nobody needs to know what you're doing. They don't even have to see your photos. There are ways to ensure that security is very strict. It's up to the teacher, the admin, the school, of course, and so on. So let's see if there are any questions up to now. I'm looking for questions before we go into the latest Moodle, which is 4.4. And if you're interested in hosting, let me know. You can contact me. I think you can find me, whether on Facebook, LinkedIn, just follow Nellie Deutsch, or on YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you couldn't access the meeting, but if you go into my YouTube channel, you will be able to see the recording. It's there, or I can share it with you later on, Lucy. Right, so Moodle 4.4. How amazing. And it truly is amazing. Let's continue. So first of all, what's new? Custom sections. I've been using One Topic, as everybody knows, and One Topic has a problem right now, but they're going to fix it. But it'll take some time with 4.4. But now there is a core, which is absolutely amazing, course format. A course format is the way the course is laid out. And it's called custom sections, where you can add names. It looks like the topic format, but it's really, really different. And it looks great. It's got more flexibility than before. There's also activity icons that are completely different. They're softer, I think, and hopefully clear to digest. They don't distract teachers when they add them. And another feature is the ordering question type. Teachers can rearrange words or phrases into the correct order. And there's TinyMCE. Auto is no longer valid. You can use auto, but soon auto will not be there. TinyMCE will take over. And if you're not used to using TinyMCE, which is an editor, try getting used to it, because I used auto for years. And once I got accustomed to using TinyMCE, I love it. It's absolutely amazing, very clear, and easy to use. By the way, a few things are going to be gone soon in, I think, Moodle 4.5. The chat will be gone and a few other things in the course. So things are dynamic in Moodle and changing. There's also a new role called report source, where this role handles the reports and you can customize. It generates custom reports based on the user's roles. And this makes it a lot easier to analyze and, of course, give permission accordingly. You can also browse a list of users enhancements. The browse list of user page now includes filters and bulk actions, which make it a lot easier. For those who are not admins and are not familiar with this, these are some of the changes. The themes also look differently. They're placed at the bottom and they're easier to manage for those of you who are admins. So that's something wonderful. There's a default announcement form settings, which is wonderful. And there's a new filter. These filters are like search words for site badges, which makes it easier to find badges. Moodle has a search engine for admins and for courses for participants, which makes it very easy to find things. And this is completely revolutionary as far as I'm concerned. And for those who are using their phones, that you can authenticate yourself or users using SMS. So that can be configured into the Moodle. And that makes it so much easier. And of course, the display of last saved is important because you can tell when was the last time things were saved, the last saved. Once again, I'm going to stop for a minute before we go into the courses on integrating technology. I'm checking the chat to see if there are any questions. Okay, I don't see, would it be demonstrating these features? Yes, you'll be able to see these features once you join one of the courses, and I'll get to that in a minute. So thank you for asking about that. So you've got QR code on the left here where you can see the 3 courses. So if you've got your phone handy and with you, pick it up. And I'm sure anyone not have their phone, maybe you're on your phone, I don't know. Anyone not have their phone handy, let me know in the chat. If you don't have your phone ready, just say yes or no. Phone ready, yes. Phone not there, no. So let me see if anyone says no, because usually everybody has their phone by their side, right? No phone. Oh, I saw no phone. All right. So you must be on your phone. I don't know if you're on your phone, if you can, but you can get the QR code there. Okay, I see another no. All right. So there are at least 2 no's so far. Oh, you're on your phone. All right. You took a screen. Ah, perfect. Great. That's a great idea there. Excellent, Luna. Wonderful to see you here. Okay, so Luna, that's the idea. Get a screenshot, and then you'll be able to get it later on. Okay, if you're on your phone, just get a screenshot. You can do that on your phone. All right, so has everybody got it? Let me know so I can move on to the next slide. So let me know if yes, 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 if you are ready. Yes, yes, yes. Ready to go on. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Oh, and I can see everybody's names. Wonderful. And good to see you all once again. You'd be surprised I remember everybody's name. If I've seen your name once and you've taken a course once in all these years, oh, the QR code is not working for you? Let me check mine. Let me make sure. I thought I checked it, but let me check on my phone. Okay, open it in Chrome. Yep, it's opening. Well, it's taking its time. Yep, there it is. The 3 courses, Nevis, it's opening on mine. I just saw it. So try again, maybe get a screenshot. If you get a screenshot, you can't lose, okay? So if you're not managing with a QR code. By the way, I use QR Monkey. It's completely free, and you can do a lot of things for free on QR Monkey. Okay, great. So we can go on. All right, I'll have this at, no, I won't have it at the end. Just the presentation. Okay, so get a screenshot if you can't get the code because you're on your phone. All right, so notice what's on this page. If you can tell me, what do you see in the chat, just to see if you're observing. What do you see on the right? What image is that? Okay, I'm talking about this screen, this slide. Okay, where it says Google, Facebook, Microsoft, LinkedIn, Yahoo. Anybody recognize that? Yes, that's right. That's right. I see sign in, sign with, login. That's right. Moodle uses both. They say login, they say sign in. It's used interchangeably because they're exactly the same. Okay, that's it. That's how you log in to the site, which makes it a lot easier, in my opinion. All right, so these are the 3 Moodle training courses. How many of you have joined 1 or maybe 2? Because I want to talk about that. No, that's a good question. I like that question. Luna asked, don't we have to sign up, register? No, you sign in, and the first time and every time. That's how you register. The sign in is the way to authenticate you. Whether you're using one of the services, whether it's Yahoo, not LinkedIn, I took that off, Microsoft, Gmail, or Facebook. Okay, that's how you sign in the first and every time. Okay, that's all you have to do, nothing else. All right, so these are the 3 courses. As I asked before, how many of you have already joined? I know that some of you have. So 3, you've joined 3 courses, really? Okay, I'm going to explain so that you don't join. I'm glad you didn't, Mohammed, because I don't want you to join a course that doesn't suit you. What you can do if you've joined the wrong course is unenroll. If you go to the top right, when you're in the course, you simply unenroll. And if you want to come back, you enroll. Okay, so you're never stuck in a course. You're free to unenroll, but then you lose everything if you've done some work. But if you're still looking around and trying to see if you fit in or not, you can unenroll. If you're very busy these days, these courses only take place once a year in May. They used to take place 3 times a year, but now they're only once, so I'm sorry. Right, but the first course is not that busy. Of course you can. You can join on your PC or your phone. I think your PC is probably a lot better. So if you'd like to go into integrating technology, you can do that, integratingtechnology.org. If you want to be on your PC. Okay, there it is. I don't know if that's going to take you there because I didn't put the, thank you for that, Mary Lee. Thank you. Oh, and you've got the category. Perfect. How nice. Thank you. All right, so these are the 3 courses. The first one is for basic Moodle users or teachers, or if you're not a teacher, you don't have to be a teacher, you could be a parent, you could be someone who wants to give courses, and you can give paid courses. You can get paid for giving courses using Moodle. Moodle doesn't have to be free the way I'm doing it. You can charge students and participants. So the first one is Learn to Moodle. You learn about Moodle, you practice in your own course, and you try out different things. Okay, so it's learning, but not learning about, it's actually practicing to see what's there. You will get your own course and you'll be able to try things out in the course with my support. No, Nicole, you can take them. You can take the first one this year, next one next year, and the third one. You have to be a beginner in the first one. At least if you've never created anything on Moodle before, the first one is for you. If you have already given courses on Moodle, then you might want to create a Moodle course of your own. That's the second one. But if you don't know about Moodle and you haven't practiced it, it's going to be very difficult to develop a course. And it's going to be very time consuming and you probably won't finish. So I would take the first one if you're a beginner. The second one is for advanced teachers of Moodle. It doesn't matter whether you're a teacher or not. It's whether you have used Moodle as a teacher. How many of you, by the way, have used Moodle as a teacher? Have taught on a Moodle platform? Anyone here? If you have taught in a Moodle platform, then develop a Moodle course is for you, because you will be developing your very own Moodle course. Now, these courses that you develop, you can back them up and take them to your school. You can install them in your school or upload them to your school as a course. You can also migrate them to Canvas. And I think I moved. And I stress this, Moodle can be migrated to Canvas. And you can keep it on your computer until you get a Moodle site, because you need to put the course, after you back it up, you need to install it or upload it to a Moodle site, to a Moodle course. Okay, so that's an option with Canvas. You can develop it on Moodle, but not everything will go, of course, because Moodle is much more advanced, but at least you'll be able to use it. The third one is for very, very advanced Moodlers who have created courses in the past. So those of you who have created courses and want to be able to manage a Moodle site as a manager, you'll get a chance to practice, but you have to be an expert in creating Moodle courses. It's very intensive and it's only for experts in Moodle and creating Moodle courses. Yes, Savithri, you can develop a Moodle course and back it up and restore it or upload it to a Moodle site or to a Moodle course. Okay, and that's something that you will learn how to do when the time comes. So that's develop a Moodle course. As I said before, manager of a Moodle site is only for those who either have their own Moodle site, want to work for a company as a manager of a Moodle site or for a school, or want to have their own Moodle site, but you need to have experience. In other words, you need to go through one, as Nicole asked, you need to do one year, and then the second one, a second year, and then you'll be able to be a manager of a Moodle site. Any questions, please add them in the chat up to now about the 3 different courses. No. All right, so let's continue. No, you can't be a manager. I will not accept you. There's a questionnaire for managers. There's an application to be a manager. And only those that answer the questions, are able to answer the questions, can go on and be a manager. You'll have to wait till next year or the year after. All right, so the 3 courses have an orientation that you can start right now. You can also start week 1. And the orientation is to watch a video about the 3 Moodle training courses. To fill in, there is a needs assessment survey that you need to fill in about your experience with Moodle. Complete your profile and add your country, or you can't go on. And then you need to choose a screen recorder and record the layout of the course that you're in. And you will be practicing this as you go. And I'll talk more about this. This is what it will look like. This is what your profile will look like. You'll have your email, and you can display your email or you can hide it so no one will see it. And notice here, only the course participants will be able to see your email, not anyone. As I said before, Moodle is very secure, and people can't just come in and look at your email, okay? Everything is very, very secure. Your profile will not be seen by anyone, and your email will not be seen unless you allow it for the course participants. And then if you have a MoodleNet ID, you can add it. I mentioned before, MoodleNet is a place where you can get lessons, courses, activities, and you can also share your work. You don't have to add your city or town, you just have to add your country and your time zone. It's very important to have a time zone so that you know when the live meetings will be, because every course has 1 Zoom meeting a week for 1 hour, maybe less. You'll be using screen recorders, and you can choose from one of these. By the way, how many of you have used any of these? Let me know in the chat if you've used. Yes, of course, you can start. If you've taken courses on Moodle, if you have given courses on Nevis, of course, you would be suitable for Develop a Moodle course. That would be perfect. You would be the perfect candidate for that. Okay, so I'm looking. I use Camtasia. Camtasia is paid. You can use Camtasia if you like. That's fine. Okay, I only shared the ones that are free. Okay, Danielle. But if you wish to use Camtasia, I also use Camtasia, but I also use the others like ScreenPal, which used to be Screencast-O-Matic. So I see you've used Poodle, Padlet, not Poodle, sorry. Loom. Loom is great. OBS. Now, OBS, if you want to use OBS, that's fine. Most people find it complicated, but if you find it easy, that's great. You can use OBS Studio if that works for you. That's fine. Maybe you can help the rest of us with it because it's not that easy to use, but yes, definitely. And you've used Padlet. Great. So you can use whatever you want, or you can choose from one of these. And then you will need to add your videos because everything is based on peer learning and teaching. And I'll get to that in a minute. You'll have to embed your videos. And the reason we embed videos in Moodle so that no one has to leave the platform. You can stay in the platform and do everything. You can view the videos in the course. You don't have to go out if you embed the videos. Otherwise, you would have to leave and then you would have to come back. And we don't want students to be forced to leave and come back. So embedding is very, very important, and you'll learn how to do that in the editor. And this is what you'll do, of course, in the orientation. You'll say what you see. And notice what's here. Number one, you'll see whether you will receive a grade. The grade is usually 100. If you do the task, you get 100. There are no in-between grades. And then you notice that Moodle has 3 areas, the left, the middle, and the right, and they look slightly different. Okay, Moodle has changed quite a bit in the last couple of versions. So even if you're familiar with Moodle, it'll be different. SharePoint, I don't think so. That's using a presentation. You can, but it's a lot of work, but that's fine if you want to work harder. But I prefer screen sharing. I think it's a lot easier and it works. All right, I also want to mention another thing with the new Moodle. Those of you who are not familiar, notice this is TinyMCE, but what do you see here? It's completely blank, right? You write your reply in text, but you can't add anything else. The only thing you can add is a link maybe, but that's it. So what are you going to do when you see a blank like this with no editor? You go to Advanced, and then in the Advanced, you will see the editor. So I kept mentioning editor. This is the editor, TinyMCE. Does this resemble anything that you know? Have you ever seen an editor like this? By the way, it's called a rich editor because it's very rich. Look at all the different features. Okay, Word maybe Word, okay. But this is, Eva, TinyMCE. And it is truly amazing, Maria. Notice what's here. You've got so many variations. You can record from the editor, whether it's your voice or a video. By the way, you can also screen share using Moodle. Notice there are 2 editors here. The one at the top is minimized. Okay, it only has 1 row. The one in the purple, notice, has 2 rows. So you can expand or you can reduce by going into the 3 dots at the right. Images, you just paste, and then you decide on the size. So you can get images from anywhere and simply paste them. Moodle is free on my site, but no, it's not. It's not a free. But if you're taking this course, you'll be able to use Moodle for free, and you'll be able to create activities using Moodle, word cards, and other activities in Moodle if you are creating the courses or you're practicing in the beginner's course. So lots of features. H5P you can also get from here. So lots of amazing features. Let's go on. The first activity in the courses, in each of the courses, let's get together and let's get acquainted, with a Voki avatar. Have you ever used Voki? It's absolutely amazing. DID or video, image to video. You'll also be able to get free accounts on Vuko, Veet, Voki, or DID. And there are 3 ways to get acquainted. Notice here, through Voki, speaking avatar, DID, talking photo. And these talking photos are amazing. And you can create your audio using Vuko. And there's also video talking photo. And they're all completely free. If you don't have any more credits on DID, you can use another email, and then, or you can create an email, a Gmail, and then you'll be able to get your credits back again. That's just a trick that someone told me about. And the information that you will add, you can read all about that later on. Your personal background and professional background. There's also 1, 2, 3 introduction to Moodle MOOC 24 to get your levels 1, 2, and 3. And these are really, really important from previous experiences with students using the 1, 2, 3, because they can go back afterwards and see whether they've taken the course, that it met their expectations, what they thought at the beginning before they started the course, and how they feel at the end of the course. So I think it's important for everyone, for learners to reflect, and this is a way to reflect at the end. You'll also be learning about teaching perspectives. And let me ask you in the chat, have you heard of teaching perspectives? Oh, I see a yes there. Great. I'm glad. I think it's a yes to this. All right. You will learn a lot about yourself, because the idea, of course, is to learn not only about different things, but also about ourselves. That's why we learn, because we become empowered when we learn about ourselves, because isn't that what life is about? Not just learning about different things outside ourselves, but also going inside and seeing what happens to us. And participants in my Moodle courses do change. I change too with every course. It's a learning experience. If we learn about teaching perspectives, how we teach, what's important to us, by taking this inventory, which of course is completely free, and you'll be doing that and sharing, and this is what it looks like. Transmission, apprenticeship, developmental, nurturing, and social. I'm sure you could think of maybe who you are right now. I know that I'm nurturing. I know that's me. But where would you fit yourself? You would have to take the inventory to really find out. But just from looking at that, you could probably maybe guess, and then you'll be surprised of who you are. The TPI will be shared in the course. You can join the course, or you can simply Google it, or use an AI for it. An AI tool, you'll find a TPI. It's well known. It's the TPI, Teaching Perspectives Inventory. But anyways, it's part of the course. I just wanted to show you that. Now, what happens in the courses, in the first and second course for beginners and develop your own course, you'll be doing this on Moodle 4.4. So if you are using Moodle right now as a teacher, and you'd like to see what Moodle 4.4 looks like, this is your chance to actually try out Moodle 4.4, the latest Moodle version. You'll be getting a course, your very own course. Only you will be in the course. Of course, you can invite others to join you. That's perfectly fine. And you could invite me or the other participants, but it'll be your very own course to take with you when you're finished. Okay, so the course is yours. You'll be able to back it up and take it with you. The name where the courses are is called Online Courses for Free. I'll add that in the chat. Okay, you can take a look at the site right now. You can even sign in. Remember, there's no sign up. It's online courses for free.com. Oops, I think I forgot the S here, even though it'll work too. There we go. Okay, online courses for free. Try it out. Let me know if the link works. You don't have to restore it to an earlier version, Sandhya. That's not necessary. It'll work, more or less. Did it work? Okay, great. If it worked for one, it should work for everybody. All right. Now, for those of you who are going to be taking managers of a Moodle site, you'll do your training on a Moodle site. Again, it's 4.4, and you'll be the managers of that site. It's called Blended Online learning.com, which is a term that I coined, by the way, blended online learning. Check that out. That's where you'll become a manager. And as the manager, you'll be able to do a lot of things. It's not the admin, but you'll have a lot of power and you'll be able to do lots of things. It's called MOMS for short, Manager of a Moodle Site. Okay, so it works. Thank you for that. All right. In addition, we don't want learning to end. So I suggest you choose a curation board, one of these, whichever suits you, to add your videos, to add your input, to reflect, to take notes, to just add images, screenshots, everything. The more you add to a curation board, such as Padlet, Wakelet, Concept Board, one of these, the more you'll remember what you learned. And by the way, with Moodle, you don't have to remember anything because everything on Moodle has a question mark. And what's a question mark? Explanation. So you don't have to remember anything, which is amazing. You'll be able to get, I shared at the beginning, but at the end, the last slide will have the QR code to the presentation, Sonia, so you'll be able to get that. Now, there are certificates and digital badges for each of the courses. And your name will appear on it automatically. Once you complete the course, Moodle tracks this and automatically your name will appear and you'll be able to get your certificate. So for the first one, and you'll get 20 hours, and the 20 hours will appear so that if you take the course and you want it as a continued professional development for your school will be able to give you credit. If your school wants more information, that's fine. But keep that in mind, that you will be able to have 20 hours written, there it is, written on the certificate for each of these. Okay, so this is for the first course. And we're going to go on. Okay, and the digital badges, of course. In the beginners course, there are, notice, 5 badges, but in the other courses, there are only 4 badges, okay? So the final certificate and digital badges for the Develop a Moodle course, that's what it will look like, and your name will appear there. And you have to make sure that your name is with capital, well, not the first and your last name, first letters in capital letters or the way you want it to be. And if you logged in with Facebook or Gmail or Microsoft, make sure that your name is there the way you want it to be. That's important so that it appears on your certificate, but I'll be reminding you of that. And managers of a Moodle site will also get this. And notice what it says, manage a Moodle site on Moodle version 4.4. They all say the same thing, Moodle version 4.4. So you have had training and practice in Moodle 4.4. written on the certificate. These are some of the references that you might want to take a look at. And someone asked for the final presentation. There's the QR code. And if someone could add the link in the chat, that would be great for those of you who are not able to get the QR code because they're on their phones. But if you get a screenshot, you'll be able to get it. And again, you sign in. Signing in is actually registering the first time, and then every other time it's a sign in. That because you do it with one of these services. And notice it says you click on the social service icons, one of them, and you sign in with to create a new account and log in or sign in each time. No passwords or usernames are required. So if you forget, remember, just read, no passwords or usernames are required.